Well, today we're going to take a look at the Cold Steel Voyager folding knife, and we have the medium version of it today in their Voyager series. So I'm going to change the camera angle, give you a little bit closer up look at the knife as we look at the various features of this great blade. So I've owned this knife for a little more than a year, and as you can see, it is pretty worn. Not that it's showing wear, it's just that it is, well, you can see that I use it pretty regularly. This is the knife that I use when I'm working out in the woods. One of my jobs is I fell timber and take down trees, will climb trees and piece them down. And so this one always is riding in my pocket. And so it gets a lot of abuse. I use it for a lot of various utilitarian tasks. And, you know, I use it around the house for, you know, breaking down cardboard boxes and so on. I'm constantly using this blade. And so I just want to go over some of the features of this knife. First of all, some of the specs. The blade length is 3 inches. This is their medium, and the steel is AUS 8A steel made in Taiwan, and the finish is like a satin finish. I think they call it a stone-washed finish, and it looks pretty nice. When it first came out of the box, I didn't know if I would like this finish, but after a year of use and abuse, it really has held up. It really shows no sign of wear. There is, you know, a little bit of pitch on here from carving various things and being in the dirt, coming in and out of my pocket with dirty hands and so on. You could see the handle, the dirt that's kind of embedded in the handle scales. And so I use this a lot, and one of the things I'm impressed about this steel is a couple things. One, its edge retention. It really holds an edge well. I don't sharpen this all that often yet, but I use it all the time, and it seems to be always ready to go, pretty effective in the tasks that I call it to do. And the second thing about the steel is that I don't see any sign of corrosion. Now, I don't take care of this knife. I mean, I own it to abuse it. And it's just a tool that rides in my pocket. And so it gets wet. I've processed small game with this knife. And, you know, I'll rinse off the blood and whatever. And I towel it off a little bit, but then I shove it right back in my pocket. But there is no sign of corrosion, rust. And so the steel is held up really nice, and even the laser etched logo on it has not worn off on both sides. You see the logo for Voyager there. Deploying the knife is really easy with the thumb studs. It's very smooth. My hands aren't huge, and even though I don't have big hands, the handle itself, you can see my hand kind of goes over the end of it. It still doesn't fit even my hand, but even so, I don't ever really notice any hot spots in my hand, that it's really uncomfortable as I use it for carving and various tasks. It seems to fit just fine. And let's look at the pocket clip really quick. You can mount this right hand or left hand carry, but it's only a tip up carry, pocket carry. There's no holes on this side of the knife where you could put it in your pocket with the tip down, which is what I prefer anyway. When it's in my pocket like this and I'm reaching my hand in, I like my hand coming across the smoother part of the knife to grab something out of my pocket, rather than the metal part, the blade, and my hand rubbing across that. You know, that just is uncomfortable. So I really prefer the tip up right hand carry anyway, and that works out just fine. The pocket clip almost immediately showed, you could see that it's really worn. A lot of the paint has come off. That really came off almost day one. The paint didn't really last on there, even when I was wearing this, not using it as a work knife. And so I suppose with a little bit of sandpaper and some time, you could just take the rest of it off, and it would look just fine as a stainless steel. The liners in it are stainless steel, and the locking mechanism is a lock back design. It's a spine lock, and so it's very secure when it's open. I've never had any problems with it feeling like it's going to slip or fail in some way. It's very safe. And after all this use, the blade itself is still very secure. It doesn't have any wiggle to it at all, and no play in it. It's very solid. I think I bought this for about $40 on Amazon a year ago, and it's one of my favorite knives that I carry very regularly. So this is the Cold Steel Voyager medium clip point blade, and I would recommend this for anyone who wants a small pocket folder. It's a very utilitarian design, so I'm not afraid to use it for any kind of task. As always, thank you for watching today, and if you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe, hit like, comment below. I'd love to know what you're thinking about the knife and what your experience has been with the Voyager series, and give me some feedback. I love to hear feedback from these videos. It helps me to know that people appreciate it or want to see more of them, and so I'll take the time to produce more. All right, thanks for watching.